1975, police received an emergency call from a university in Ohio. The voice on the call was panicked, saying that 3 girls had been raped on campus. Police rushed to the scene. The investigation began immediately, and within a few hours, a suspect was arrested. His name was Billy Milligan. He was a 22-year-old man, already on the police radar for petty crimes. But no one imagined he could commit something this horrifying. During interrogation, Billy's answers were strange. He said, "It wasn't me, it was Ragen." The police were baffled. Who was Ragen? And from there began a story that the world still finds hard to believe. A mystery that remains unsolved even today. Billy Milligan was a man who had 24 different personalities living inside him. Each personality had its own name, age, accent, and thinking pattern. This was a rare psychological condition, what was once known as multiple personality disorder, now called dissociative identity disorder. For the police and courts, this was all new and incredibly hard to understand. Due to the growing confusion, experts were brought in, psychiatrists and psychologists. When Billy underwent psychological evaluation, the doctors were stunned. He truly had 24 distinct identities inside him. Each identity had a different handwriting, voice, speech pattern, and even body language. As doctors investigated his past, a deeper, darker truth came out. This mental condition had its roots in childhood trauma. Billy's childhood was filled with pain. His biological father had died when Billy was very young. After that, his mother Dorothy married an abusive man named Chalmer Milligan. Chalmer began to physically and sexually abuse Billy, and this went on for several years. The abuse wasn't just physical, it included repeated sexual assault. And this wasn't just Billy's claim. There was documented psychological evidence that confirmed it. The trauma Billy faced was so deep, so repeated, that his mind could no longer handle the real pain. According to clinical psychology, when a child is unable to mentally or emotionally process extreme trauma, the brain activates a process called dissociation, a survival mechanism. Through this dissociation, Billy began creating alternate identities in his mind to escape from the trauma. Whenever Chalmer abused him, Billy would imagine a different identity taking the pain. Later, he would convince himself, "This didn't happen to me. This happened to John or Emily." Each identity was responsible for handling a specific emotion, situation, or type of pain. Every time trauma occurred, Billy's mind would detach and a new personality would emerge. Over time, this repeated process led to the formation of multiple identities within him. Among the most dominant personalities was Arthur, a scientist who spoke with a British accent. Then there was Ragen, of Yugoslavian origin, violent and highly skilled in self-defense and weapons. Alan was the charming and manipulative one. Tommy was an expert with electrical and mechanical gadgets. And Adalana, a blind girl who was emotionally unstable due to deep sexual repression. According to doctors, Adalana was the one who committed the rapes. During the trial, Billy said, "It wasn't me. I don't remember anything. It must have been someone else." The court was puzzled. Can you punish someone who doesn't even have awareness of the crime? Experts like Dr. Cornelia Wilbur and Dr. David Call testified, "This person is mentally ill. He needs treatment, not prison." The court declared him not guilty by reason of insanity. This became the first case in American history where someone was acquitted of rape due to dissociative identity disorder. Billy was sent to multiple mental hospitals across Ohio, where he received long-term psychiatric treatment. Each personality was studied, interviewed, and slowly understood. Some identities were innocent, some dangerous. The doctors tried to integrate them, one by one. It was a slow and painful process. Sometimes Billy had control, and sometimes another personality would completely take over. In 1981, author Daniel Keyes wrote a book titled The Minds of Billy Milligan, where each personality was described in detail. The book became a bestseller, and Billy's story spread across the world. But public opinion remained divided. Some believed he was truly a mental patient. Others claimed he was a clever criminal, using the disorder as an excuse. After 1988, when Billy was gradually released from mental institutions, he tried to give his life a new direction. He started a film production company called Stormy Life Productions. His goal was to share his story with the world as a documentary or film. He wanted to use his creativity and writing to begin a new journey. But society never fully accepted him. Many believed he had only pretended to have DID to escape prison. Some people just couldn't accept that a person could have 24 different personalities. Even though the court had found him legally innocent, the public still saw him as a rapist. And once society puts such a label on you, it's nearly impossible to erase. People found it hard to believe that if another personality committed the crime, the real person could walk free. After years of treatment, rejection, and misunderstandings, Billy chose a quiet and solitary life. He stayed out of the public eye, focusing on his art and writing. But life took another turn. Billy was diagnosed with cancer. Only a few close friends knew about it. Treatment continued, but the illness slowly weakened his body. Finally, in 2014, after fighting the longest battle of his life, Billy Milligan passed away from cancer. His story wasn't just about a crime. It was a psychological enigma, the tale of a man who couldn't understand himself.